Okay, so do you feel in Turkey that you have the freedom to express your opinions on social media without feeling like there's any restrictions on you?
Well, I think it depends what you're saying on the internet. You know, if you're saying something about government or something about, for example, famous people, you may get caught. For example, there was a boy in Marmara University, and he commented in a negative way on Facebook or other social media tools, and he had been suspended by the university, by the Marmara University, and there was a lot of debate about that. But all in all, he was suspended and he couldn't go back to university for some time, at least for one semester. At least this is as I know. As I said, it depends on what you're sharing on internet.
Do you feel like there's any hope for Turkey in the future? Any light at the end of the tunnel?
You're talking about restrictions?
Restrictions,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, if the government go,
Okay.
if there's a chance that the government goes,
Yeah.
then there's a high possibility that we will have more freedom than we have now. Because I think people are scared, by the government, and they don't want to share any ideas. Not even social. Let aside the social media, they are not talking sometimes on street or with their relatives, with their friends. I don't want to be like the people in China, because they are doing this. They are not sharing their ideas, feelings about the government. For example, they didn't in the last election, as I know. People, for example, news people were asking to Chinese people which party they are going to vote, and they couldn't have said this. So I don't want to be like them, but I don't know. It depends on the government.
So do you feel, because I know in America,
Comfortable in America.
right, we're very big on freedom of expression and land of the free, I guess, in some ways. And they encourage freedom of speech. So, and I researched and I noticed that at one point the government took away Twitter and brought it back, and also YouTube.
Yeah.
So do you feel in some ways like there's a big brother watching you, like you feel
Definitely.
constricted, like you really don't have a voice to say everything that you want to say?
Even here, didn't you
Even here.
realize this?
Yeah.
Even here, for example, I just gave you the reasons that initiated Gezi Park demonstrations. If you have a look at them, you can see just the basic things. But also there are more beyond of these.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah.
Park, let's say demonstrations.
Right.
Firstly, the reckless speech of the Prime Minister of Turkey. If I were him, I would never speak like that. I think he definitely encouraged the crowd to go there and join the crowd.
Right.
I mean, because I was also there, I observed everything there, I witnessed everything there.
One of the students at the university was telling me that initially that the protest started off with threatening to take down the park. Is that correct? That they were going to tear down the park and build something new?
Yeah.
That's how it started, and then it just escalated to something different. A shopping mall, right. And it just ended, because I heard at first it was just peaceful. People would just sit and, and then it just escalated to something different. Is that correct?
I think they will put up a shopping mall there, and then
For example, the incident that happened with the miners here. NBC News in America talked about it in full detail, just of what was going on. But then when I came to Turkey, I heard something completely different from the news, such as NTV and such. So would you want to still work for those stations? Do you think they give the full news that you need to hear, or do you think they're not telling you anything?
international agency, you mean?
Believe all
Media groups.
media groups. For example, if I want to learn information about
Sıkıldım ya.
events,
event.
something, I read.
Konu sarmadı beni.
Araştırmak, research mı?
Search. In this case, it's search. Search.
Search.
Search.
I search opposite media groups. For example,
Hocama takılıyorum oğlum.
our government
Bizim hoca işte böyle çocuklar boş kalmasın
has
diye gönderdi.
TRT,
TRT TV channel.
TV channel,
Understood.
and Anatolia
Agency.
agency.
One of the most, one of the most massive, or let's say,
Very
one of the
popular.
Okay.
most famous agency of
Okay.
And then I look foreign news agency, and
Seninle aynı takmamayla
I try to understand.
The opinion of your peers when something happens, like where do you, is social media important basically for you when you find news? Do you also look to social media to get the information that you want or want to hear?
actually such kind of people, such number of people on Facebook.
We are very
So that will be quite wrong. So firstly, I think you should search it over and over, and then you should search the resource of that news. Where did it come from? And then after that, after you let's say emphasize, after you consider about this, then you can share with your friends. I'm definitely in favor of this. So I do not trust. I think everyone do not trust every kind of information that comes from social media, because you should know that there is, let's say, there's a possibility of lie. Definitely, there's a possibility of lie. You should be